7th at 4 p.m. First roll call, please.
Okay.
Laura?
Commissioner Jim Grabowski,
Here.
Vice Chair Stafford,
Here.
Commissioner Kathy Grabowski,
Here.
Commissioner Jane Shimke,
Here.
Commissioner Nicholas Lysina, Commissioner Mark Whitliff.
Here.
Election of officers, and so we'll need nominations for the chair and vice chair, and we'll have to do them one at a time. So,
Yes, Chair first.
Yep, start with the
Well,
chair.
I'd like to nominate Mr. Stafford. He looks good in that spot.
Can you speak up? That's,
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. Do I need to accept that then technically, or?
Doesn't hurt, right?
Go through the 3 nominations? No?
Oh, this is the NRBC.
Okay, all right. I thought maybe it was like plans.
Do we have any other nominations? Okay, so nominations are closed, and when I read your name, if you would, if you are voting for Andrew Stafford to be the new chair, then you please state his name, Stafford. Commissioner Jim Grabowski,
Stafford.
What's that?
Vice Chair, or I'm sorry, Commissioner Stafford.
Stafford.
Commissioner Kathy Grabowski,
Stafford.
Commissioner Jane Shimke,
Stafford.
Commissioner Nicholas Lysina,
Stafford.
Commissioner Mark Whitliff.
Stafford.
Okay, so that nomination has passed.
I'm shocked.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. And so now we'll move on to the vice
A
chair
couple reasons.
role. Do I have a nomination for the vice chair?
Vice Chair. Nick.
We have to nominate
Oh,
over here.
Where?
I nominate Nick.
Is there a second?
Second.
I don't think we need
Oh, you don't
seconds.
need to.
Yeah, just, and are there any other nominations? And Commissioner Lysina, do you accept that nomination?
Okay.
Okay. So again, just if you agree with that, you can say Lysina. So Commissioner Grabowski,
Lysina.
Chair Stafford,
Lysina?
Commissioner Kathy Grabowski,
Lysina.
Commissioner Shimke,
Pronounce your name again?
Lysina?
Yes, I agree.
Lysina.
Commissioner Lysina,
Here,
So you have to say your name.
Lichina.
Oh, Lichina.
and Commissioner Whitliff.
Lysina.
All right, and that nomination has passed as well.
Look at that.
Public comment on agenda-related items. Seeing that there is no public, we'll move right on to approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passed.
Approval of the meeting minutes from the April 2nd, 2026 meeting.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second. Go ahead.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Maddie mentioned this earlier before the meeting had started, but Chair Harless did resign between last meeting and this meeting, and so she'll no longer be with us, but she put a lot of time into this commission, and so just a thanks for all the hard work she put in over the years since being on this commission.
Absolutely.
Well, I think we should send her a letter of thanks for being here. She did a good job.
Certainly she did. Moving on to unfinished business, the First Street mural. This was on the agenda last meeting as a rough draft. There was some comments and edits made, and so you have the most up-to-date one in the packet with the changes that were mentioned at the last meeting. And as a reminder, this is for the First Street wall that's next to the right after the Ramsdell, just west of the Ramsdell. And so we made some tweaks to make sure it included non-mural artist and just artist overall, as well as there was no barriers for anybody who wanted to submit a multi-artist project.
So revisions were made to this already?
It was in the packet that went out last week, Maddie? or-
Yeah.
Yeah, the packet had gone out last week.
And where was that?
So it would have gone to your city email.
Okay, I didn't get it. I've got quite a few
I
significant.
got it
Okay.
at home.
Okay. And so we'll need approval of the RFP for the city manager to review. And so with, I guess, with the current edits that have been made, I'm looking for a motion to approve the RFP so then the city manager can review it.
I have one question.
Yep.
Mr. Chair, on the site details.
Yep.
On page 5. City of Manistee is seeking to commission a mural on the concrete retaining wall located along the north side of
Yes.
First Street and between Oak and Pine.
Okay.
Isn't that the south side?
It's the
Yes,
south side, yeah.
that is correct.
So, thinking maybe it's the north side of the concrete, but, you know, you couldn't do anything on the south side of the
Yeah,
concrete.
yeah.
So, okay.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
I'm not even gonna vote on it then.
Well, it's something that we could make a motion on, and then we can have discussion, and if people feel that it may need to go to another meeting, then we can do that after a motion is made on the item. And so I would still seek a motion.
This is only opening an avenue to allow people to respond to a bid,
Correct.
right?
Yep.
You
correct.
guys would still approve the final.
Yeah.
That's in the
And this still
packet.
has to go to the city manager for
Yeah.
review too. And so again, we would need to make a motion on this item. There'd be a motion and then a second, and then after that, we would have discussion and if.
Today.
Today we would have discussion, so you'd still be able to mention all the edits you might want to make, and then from those, we can decide to vote yes or no if we.
Spent quite a bit of time on it, yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the RFP.
Well, no. Gonna hear her.
Well, so there'll be a second, and then there'll be discussion, and that's where we'll have that time to.
I'll second that.
All right, and then any discussion on this? And so Jane, this would be the time to bring up some of the edits that you had.
Well, yeah, I wanted to go over it one page at a time if possible. Like I say, I spent a fair amount. At first, I was just glanced at it, and I decided, no, it needs more information. Oh, God, I have the wrong glasses, I'm sorry. Now I'm all flabbergasted. The first submission and receipt of proposals, first page, no, actually it's page number 2. Third line down, I don't think it needs to be listed unless it's a legal thing that needs to be listed in this proposal. Where it says City of Manistee Public Art Mural and must be received prior to the deadline. Okay, that's already been stated, you don't need, no late submission will be accepted. That's kind of negative to me. Why does that need to be?
So this is the city's standardized RFP. And so this is a very standard,
Already decided, okay?
so it's not meant to turn people away, but this is just,
It
yeah.
says a negative language.
I
But
think
it's already
it's
saying
formal
it's
language.
redundant in a negative way.
It's just a formal document, and this is how we have always presented it, and we've never received feedback that it's turning people away, and so I think it's safe
That's good.
to follow the city's format.
I don't think I want to discuss the rest at all.
You sure, Jane?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Well then, all in favor for moving forward with this? And again, there'll be other chances, especially with the city manager, to discuss edits. So,
I do have one thing I think we should discuss that I sort of hinted at you at in our email, is if we wanted to include, not necessarily, I don't think a timeline is a great word, because that's sort of the deadline and the process timeline, but if we wanted to include like sort of an easement or a time frame for that, I don't know if it's included in the easement, but so this is good for however many years, and then it would be re-eligible for artwork. Or if this is just good forever on that property, I think would be a concern as the art fades and not maintained.
and I think that might be something I think we can list that in the RFP and maybe should list that in the RFP.
And
I know
talk to-
probably if we
Talk
were
to Blake, maybe.
Yeah, but that might be something as well that like if we got proposals back and they were accepted by council, I'm assuming would probably enter some sort of agreement, and then in that agreement, there would be some right of the image and
Yeah.
maybe some time frame listed in that agreement. But I think we can probably point to it in the RFP as well.
So you're saying, though, that this has already been decided anyway? The
No.
whole thing
No,
has been?
no. So what Maddie was referring to is the city has specific language they use
Yes.
in the beginning of RFPs. And so there are certain sections, specifically the procedures. The procedures are pretty cut and dry, standard. Like that first section is something that, as Maddie alluded to, is like, that's always been what the city uses. I'm pretty sure that is what like the attorneys crafted for the procedure
It's
standpoint.
very wordy, so it
Yeah,
is like an attorney. Yes.
exactly. So where
Which
we,
is what some things need
yeah,
to be.
yeah, and so what we have a lot of flexibility over is like everything in section 2 and after is where that's more of kind of like the creative portion of an RFP, where we can get a little more, yeah, a little more freedom with like how we want it, but the city is going to keep it pretty standard with how we process bids.
And I think that's the response to the issue that came up with how it was gone about in the first place, and this is just being extra precautionary because of the artwork debacle, and so let's follow the standard, which might seem intense for an artwork when this is what we use for a building that we're selling, but it is just the same process, unfortunately.
But these people are basically volunteers.
Yeah.
In some ways, it's written so that it's very off-putting, is how I saw it. I tried to read it, yes, that there were things you needed to live up to, but that the way an artist would interpret that.
Well, if it is unsuccessful, because this is the first one we would be putting out, and so the easement that they would need to sign and the public art policy that we have in place are also very formally written, which were included. I don't know if I included them this month, but they were there last month, and they follow this similar legal language. And I think that's just being cautious, because when it was done in a
This page.
I'm glad to hear I was the one who wrote it, so.
less formal way, it didn't go as well.
No, it shouldn't be too loose. I'm not in favor of that.
And so I think if this is unsuccessful, then maybe it could be reviewed, but I think that our first approach should be to follow what is standard, which is,
Standard operating procedure.
Complicated.
yeah.
Yeah, don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, but we would love to hear any feedback regarding the sections that we do have that flexibility over. So, section 2, the proposal section.
So this is what was written.
Yeah, yeah.
So Andrew copied and pasted from every RFP that says that exact language.
But then section 2 and section 3,
Yeah.
and then the actual submission form, that can be tweaked slightly. And so we want to hear that feedback from you, Jane, to make sure that it's in line with what this board wants.
You can't.
It was more the wording as far as it not making it off-putting, and it's minimal what I had marked. Like, and like I say, page 4, that's fine. I had no issue with
Yeah.
anything there.
Well, I see on this proposal details, or number 2A, it talks about this on First Street. Why didn't they, when they made this deal, just put down any art rendering instead of taking, then they put that, and then at the bottom, they put any deal. They should have kept it general as it went along.
Where are you, Jim? What?
I don't think
I'm at
I,
A, proposal to details, city Manistee art proposal. Number 2,
So
proposal
we
details.
want them for a different location.
So, Jim, this is something that we
Right.
could then just transfer the location, but this is meant to be site-specific.
Right.
So, we were specifically tasked to address that wall, and that's why we've already put in that language. But we could use this moving forward as a template.
So then are we gonna do each rendering, when it comes up, then each rendering is gonna get the artist will put in a notice, but is it gonna be like this, every one?
Yep, because we need to go location by location and actually identify where can public art go? Do we have the right to that, property, whether it's a wall or somewhere in a park that is that city-owned property where we can? have art, and that's why this is site-specific, because we already have site control to some extent of that wall and know that it's okay with the property owner to put a mural there. And so this is kind of just a pilot project. This is the first one for this group and the first one for the city in this format. But moving forward, hopefully there'll be more opportunities as,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
think they-
other properties, other walls become available.
Yeah, right.
You know, that's the idea. Hopefully this is just the first of many.
The only question, the only question I had was, it says permanent. Does that mean
In
this?
which section, Nick?
What?
In which section are you looking?
2B,
Installation.
end of the first line.
Mm-hmm.
Installation of a permanent outdoor mural. So this would be set up and never over painted or?
So I think that's a good observation, and I think this goes back to Maddie's point, is if there's a timeline set that needs to be stated, that specific use of permanent, though, is relating to, it's not a it's like on the wall. It's not
Okay.
like,
fixed.
yeah, it's not canvas that's mounted, it's actually on the wall.
But yes, but back to Maddie's issue, I agree, I think we need some sort of.
Yeah, certainly, I think we can list somewhere in this document that it'll be up 5 years and then, you know, or whatever this board thinks is acceptable for a time frame, and that's kind of
Like a lifetime
yeah,
of it.
yeah, and that's kind of the next agenda item. So we're still in that first one with approval of the RFP, and so we're in the discussion phase right now. Just to give everybody some context, is where we're at.
And everybody sign their work?
I'm assuming as much as most murals I've seen have had signatures on them. Most artists do.
Right.
It's not a requirement, though.
No. But I think it would be nice if they did, because obviously you want them to
Get the credit.
provide all these 6 things, and then they have no recognition if they don't sign that. And I even thought like, you know, you want them to bring all their labor, all their materials, all their equipment, do it within a timeline, put protective coating on it, keep it clean at all times. So what do they get out of it? Just that they put a mural for the city to see?
Well,
So-
so I think at the end of the day, this is also like, there's going to be probably a price tag associated with this. Isn't going to be a free art piece. And I think that's part of the group, is we need to understand what costs are for a mural. Because I think the problem was, we want professional grade work in the community like Roger City has, and like some of these other communities like Gaylord, who have very beautiful murals. If we wanted to do a volunteer project with local school kids, that's a completely different project, but that wasn't necessarily what was intended for this RFP. This is a very professional document where you're attracting professional artists
Correct.
to produce a professional product, and that's going to come at a cost. But we need to know that cost at some point, but we need proposals to get
Are we going
that.
to take in some of that cost now? Is that what you're saying?
We may have, that's what the board wants, but we will also need to probably come up with other funding sources if it is a larger mural.
Because on here it's saying they're responsible for everything all the way to the overcoating, which prevents damage.
Well, so that is simply the scope of work. It's not saying they need to pay for it. They just need to
Okay.
provide that on the work
Wow.
itself. Yeah.
That could come into a lot of work, a lot of money for.
Yeah. And that's just to make it clear that they understand that, you know, we're not going to go buy paint, or DPW isn't going to go buy paint. They'll be providing their own materials. But again, that's not necessarily saying it's going to be a free art piece for us. You know, I think there's still that expectation of payment for service.
Andrew,
I see.
will the other mural come off? Will that be removed?
It would have to be, yeah, because I think that was kind of the impetus of this whole kind of art debacle to begin with, to my understanding, and so I don't think there's any expectation of preserving that
Okay,
section of
good.
wall.
Good.
Going back to this form, at what point can I make a suggestion.
At any point. So right now would be the perfect time. If you have other changes for it or anything right now, let us know and then we can, hopefully implement them.
Okay, on page 6,
Okay?
when it talks about portfolio, depending on the history of an artist, they may not have a large portfolio. They may have some examples, but there again, I see that as kind of a negative thing. 3 to 5 examples of previous public art. There may be people wanting to do something that they do not have that. They may have another portfolio of sorts.
And so in the new one, we did change that because you brought that up at the last meeting. And so I removed the language of public art. So now it's just previous art or mural work.
Okay.
And so,
It should be on your screen. Is her screen on?
yes.
Okay, I'm going by the paper that
No,
I-
and that's
that I
okay,
read in
but,
detail.
yeah, because you mentioned that last time, so we made that edit because I agree with you. I don't, somebody might be an artist and have some other work, just not mural work or public
Exactly.
work, so,
I don't want to discourage
Yeah.
people. We're not going to get, well, Frank Gehry just died, so we're not going to get him anyway. But we're not going to get big moneymaker artists. No way, shape, or form. It's very unlikely. So we need to encourage people that do have the ability to want to do this. Okay, to go back to page 5, though, when I was reading that, please refer to attachment A, which of course are photos. What I thought looking at these photos is, who's going to maintain this? I mean, the photo looks at all the leaves, all the weeds, all the weed trees, I wouldn't want to do a wonderful, put my money and my blood, sweat, and tears into a mural, and then the city or someone doesn't take care of the area around it. So I think something needs to be thought about in regards to that. What is our responsibility to the artist?
okay.
Well, I think that's what we gotta decide. Do we wanna maintain the area once they put it up there?
Right.
But can we, good point from Jim is, can we as a commission do it? Or will we run into issues with the DPW being a union shop?
Well, we're volunteers.
Right, but Kelly Greavy ran into that too.
Yeah, never
Well,
stop them.
and I worked it out with the manager. I said, tell me what a volunteer is, and when Mr. McCullough said, well, we'll take you to court, I said, go ahead. There is no way you can do that for a volunteer.
But I just
So, but we can present it to
bridge
him.
that, yeah.
Yep, I'll bring it up to the city manager again and say, I want a decision on this.
So the lot to the right of the photo
Yep.
is
Oh,
a
is that
city
what that was?
maintained property.
So to the right of it,
This area
That's
is,
park property, actually.
well, okay, it's part
The old
city
stairs?
maintained, right? There used to be a stairway here. But my question is, do we know who has that?
yeah, so
Yes.
that hill is, so this group passed a art easement, last year, I believe, or yeah, it was sometime last summer. And it was the property owner pretty much saying, we're giving the city an easement to this wall.
Okay.
And so we do have
so that is
relations with,
By that property.
Above the wall.
yeah, above the wall,
Yeah, yeah.
right,
That's,
so that
Denny
forms the
Scarrow?
area.
right.
Denny Scarrow that has that?
No,
Okay.
yeah, and so that's all signed
Okay.
away.
I have a question,
Yep,
because I didn't read the whole thing, so it might be in there all.
okay.
But as far as rules and putting stuff up, have you talked about the content of what they're putting up?
So there,
You want, you want it to reflect our town? You want it to be like a bridge, a boat, a train, a lumber, or something?
so we wanted to leave that pretty much to the artist, but we did insinuate,
It's
something
very-
that.
it's loose.
Yeah, it's loose, but I mean, it's, the selected artist will expect to develop a concept that reflects the spirit and natural beauty of Manistee, while complementing the surrounding environment. And so that is meant to give a lot of flexibility to the artist, because we don't want to pigeonhole anybody and say, we want a boat.
And if
You
they're a
know.
professional artist,
Yeah.
they don't want you telling them.
Exactly.
Yes,
Let them
Oh, okay.
create.
Okay, yeah, that covers
Let them
it.
create.
exactly.
And they,
yeah.
and any
Within
concept
reason.
they have would need to
Right.
come back here as, and obviously get
think we
approved by
all
city
like
council
that.
before they meet. And so there will be like a filtering system. They won't be able to put something obscene, on the wall without any
Yeah,
prior.
because sometimes nowadays you kind of have to tell them, leave your political views, your sexual views, and everything out of the picture.
But it kind of says all that.
Yeah.
It's loose, but it can go out in a lot of different directions, how you interpret.
Yeah. Okay, that's all I needed.
Okay. Any more discussion?
I think it's gonna be nice. When we had to cover that one up that day, I mean, people were going by and saying, oh, don't cover that. Well, they didn't understand the problem, and I didn't want to explain it to them, but they really enjoyed the short time that that stuff was there.
It's a very visible location.
Yeah. As long as it doesn't offend anybody and it's related to our area, I think it's gonna be enjoyed by a lot of
But
people.
we, as a commission and city council, have control over that part of it. As far as making, well, this passes judgment,
Yeah.
or this doesn't, yeah.
Yeah. We will.
Oh,
So
okay, kid. Okay.
if there's no more discussion, we do have a motion that had a first and a second, and so I guess now we would vote all in favor by saying aye.
Would you state the motion again, please?
Yep, so the motion is to approve the RFP for city manager review before distribution. There was a first and a second. We just had discussion, and so now it will be
A vote.
a vote. And if you do have any more edits, we can incorporate that into the draft that we send to the city manager.
Okay, that's added on to the motion?
Well, we can,
Well, we would
we,
need them probably like now.
yeah, we can need, yeah, we. but
would include them in
yeah,
the
If you
motion.
could get us your what the edits that you have or, really want to see, that's something that we can incorporate, so. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, and then just moving on to the next item, the timeline, as Maddie pointed out. What does this group feel is necessary from a timeline standpoint for a piece of art being on the wall? Is it 5 years? Is it 10 years? How do you define the lifespan of the work? Because the city obviously wants to retain some flexibility in being able to, if it starts to look shabby, either, come up with a new mural, and be able to replace it after some time so it doesn't become stale.
Okay, they didn't put nothing into the policy about what a time limit they.
I don't believe.
Do you know, Maddie, if they put anything in there?
Not it says, I think it says
I
a
think it would be good
minimum
if they
of
put a time limit in that
more
way.
than a month. It doesn't have,
More than that.
I don't think that's
And
good.
is there, Maddie, is there some estimate of what, as has been brought up, the artist would have quite a bit of materials involved. And so I think maybe the timeline might be associated to, like, if it's a lot, if it's going to cost a lot, maybe it should be 5 to 10 years. If it's not that much, 3 or 4 years to allow.
I like 5. I think more so it would be like if, say, the wall needed to be replaced, and then we don't have to worry about the fact that we have this art easement and an agreement with an artist. And it would never need to be. I just think after 5 years, being able to open it back up for,
Review even.
yeah.
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 Yeah, so basically, it's not saying after 5 years we're going to replace it, it's more after 5 years we have the ability to, but we might not, especially depending on the condition, but to Maddie's point, it opens up some.
Something so wonderful, but we want it for longer than 5
Exactly.
years.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
And that's something,
time will tell.
and a lot of artists too will come back and restore art they've done in the past if that's something a community wants. And so in my experience with murals, that's an option that artists will provide, saying, I'll come back for, X amount of dollars to refurbish it and just do little touch-ups.
Especially if they own it once they sign it. So, yeah.
Yeah,
I
especially with
think- I think-
the way the weather is.
Yep.
So,
I think 5 years.
Okay.
I think that's a strong,
For review. Yeah.
Do I have a motion for a 5-year time frame on this specific RFP, or even integrating it into the
I'll make a
Our
motion
policy?
for a 5-year review on
And
the
I'll
RFP.
support- I'll support that.
That's a good year.
All in favor?
All right?
Aye.
Moving on to spring cleanup day.
Before we do that.
Oh, sure.
Going back to the last page here.
Yep.
I think it was a young woman, I'd never met her or anything, that did the painting here. Is it possible for someone to somehow send her an acknowledgement for what she did and that we appreciated? Yes.
Yeah, me and Maddie can look into that. I'm not familiar with the artist, but we can track that
try and
down.
find her.
So not to discourage her.
Certainly,
Yeah.
certainly.
Wasn't it Mary's daughter from down at the police station?
Yeah.
It might have been, yeah.
Okay, well, we'll track that down.
We can-
And we could invite her to apply for the RFP, and she could at that point finish the other half if she wanted to include what she has.
Right.
Yep.
And that could go up for review.
So she knows that people appreciated what she did. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Right, so moving on to the spring cleanup day. The first item is approval of date, time, and large item theme. At the last meeting, we had a couple dates, and it sounded like we were leaning towards May 16th, which is not this Saturday.
Next week. That'll be
Yeah,
good.
in
That'll be
2
good.
Saturdays, it sounded like that worked for almost everybody's schedule, as well as Republic and,
DPW
yeah, DPW.
and the Armory.
Yep.
Did you see in the paper, they had the list of all the things to take?
Yeah. That was-
The list.
It was right at the top of the page.
Yeah, that
too.
was quite a list.
Which brings up, is this something that also would go on the radio and/or if the city, which I do not understand, the city Facebook? I don't, now there's real estate going on Facebook for the city? Facebook, yeah, there's buildings and the amount, what it cost, downtown buildings. That's jumped up on my Facebook.
It's not from the city, though.
Yeah,
So
that's,
why is it on, in
It's so
that?
it'll give you recommended things sometimes, so it might just be similar to what you've viewed.
It wouldn't be an official city post.
To nix 'em.
It's an algorithm.
Right, I don't need to listen to anything I don't want to hear too, but, yeah.
And then for the radio, so department heads rotate who speaks on the radio. And so I don't have a radio slot, but Chief Glass was very kind to give a shout out
Okay.
to the event on his radio slot this week, which I think was this morning, maybe.
Yep.
now, how many ads do we put in the paper to get the people? I mean, besides what the council does and any other commission does?
Republic handles the paper ad, so they design that. I think probably 3 times is usually standard for what the city does.
That was just a press release, that wasn't even,
So the city did a Facebook release, an Instagram release, a website release.
Good.
Republic does their own flyer
Well,
for the
it's been
newspaper.
successful. I think so. They're doing.
And the code enforcement officer, Tim Ball, has been including some of the flyers in his blight handouts.
Which is great.
yeah.
And then Maddie, do you want to talk a little bit on the large item?
Yeah, so the city manager and Republic expressed interest for Freon items to be the large item because you can't include them in the large item pickup unless you pay for the Freon tag. So this would be a free opportunity for Freon recycling. I am not a waste management expert, so I don't know what that entails on our end once we get there, but
That would be all Republic's responsibility.
probably,
Yeah.
I hope.
Yep.
Yeah, because they gotta drain that.
Yeah,
Stuff like
so
that.
that was, if you guys are okay with it, that was sort of the theme, the large item theme that they thought would be beneficial for this year. And, again, Tim Ball, the code enforcement officer, gave a recommended list, and that was at the top.
And you know, I was out of town last meeting and have only really communicated with you about Echo, his love, coming with a truck. And they have a person and a truck in there. And what they are willing to do is, and all they wanted from me was time, location, and everything. So they'll have their truck, they'll have, I think, at least one, if not 2 individuals, and they would kind of watch as things came in and have like a sticky note or pad that would identify what could be taken to the truck. So we could like move, our volunteers could move it close and then they would fill the truck.
What are they looking for?
Well, you know, they have that resale shop, and so I think they're just looking for something that is sturdy, you know, not cracked, broken.
Okay.
or-
Something to resell.
yeah.
So things that could be
But we both-
refurbished instead of,
Eligible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we both identified things last year that we thought were really nice.
Right.
Well, I brought that up a couple weeks ago to the city, and I said, you know, we had such a nice doors, but a brand new door, and it had locks, and it had hinges and everything on it, and we put it through a shredder almost.
Oh.
It was beautiful, and they threw it away, crushed it up. And I mean, I said to the manager,
person, it would be a godsend, you know.
you know,
Yeah, make some changes to it.
Oh.
Wow,
That's great, yeah.
Just take it home.
yeah.
So it
And I
does,
said to, and I brought that up.
it does sound like we're at a consensus, though, that like we're all okay with the date and time
Yes.
in the large item theme. So I would speak,
Time,
8 a.m. to noon.
8 AM.
yes.
I don't remember, does the people coming in have to show ID?
ID, and then we give them a seeds and a bag. We don't give them gloves and bags.
We either send them to the large item or just send them straight ahead to the.
They come around, marked right in front of the armory, and they come around, and the big trucks are parked further back, and then they tell us what they got, and then we send them to which truck they have to go. So we don't have to carry the things a mile. It makes it real fast and easy with
Okay.
2 city guys come, 2 guys from the Republic come, and then whoever
But
shows
the
up.
thing of the large items too, I'm thinking about you and Liz up there with all those 500-600 cans of paint. But how is a large item gonna get up on a truck like that? I mean,
That'll probably be more of Republic's
we
responsibility.
won't have an
Yeah.
extra trailer.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be an extra trailer
Oh,
unless,
I was thinking, my God.
unless Republic does have a new setup for,
I would think for something like a refrigerated unit, they might just bring a side panel truck that
Yeah.
they'll take and
Okay.
just take it as is to their location to be able to control the.
and it does say they'll
release.
have 2 30-yard containers, and so those will probably be,
Oh.
it's like one of the ones where it kind of opens up the back and you'll be able to just walk right in.
Yeah, just
with-
slide it right in the
Okay.
refrigerators and that.
I'm thinking, wow, and the tires weren't too bad. Throwing up on a truck.
So what time do you want volunteers to be there then?
Well, we show up at 8 o'clock.
And they're waiting last year down First Street towards the beach.
Really?
Probably 8 cars were sitting there already.
Yeah, I would recommend being there probably by 7:45 because of last year's issue of,
Yeah.
like, there was a line going all the way down First Street.
But we
at
go
7.
fast, it goes fast.
Yeah, it goes very fast. It was
It's
just,
organized,
yeah, it was just a matter of,
I always go to the road commission
Yeah.
gathering, and that is very well,
And the city has the cones put up so people can come in and go off which way they have to go.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
perfect.
Who's bringing the flavored coffee?
Well, we
You know,
That's for the, isn't that the newest member,
I like orange juice.
Patty? Isn't that the newest member has bring coffee and donuts?
Thank
yeah,
you for bringing that up.
newest member, Mark.
Yeah.
okay, I'll bring vanilla cake coffee,
Oh, that sounds good.
Oh,
I do need
that
a,
is good.
vanilla cake coffee.
is there a motion to approve the time, date, and theme?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then Maddie, seeds and bags is the next section. Do you have to talk on
So
that?
bags, we have quite a few left over from last year. I don't think we would need to purchase additional bags for this year. I don't know how many you went through last year.
We went through a lot. I don't know how many we got, but we went through a
I don't know
lot.
what was in there, but
You went through one box?
I believe it was 1 or 2 boxes.
Okay, I think there's 2 boxes left over from last year.
Oh, yeah.
And then there aren't any seeds. So I thought we could order some seeds
Yeah,
to
you
distribute.
need seeds, people really,
So we've got flowers. two different varieties.
Wildflowers, yeah.
Flowers.
Oh, I didn't include the plants. I guess I just decided it was flowers. We could also do like an herb or a plant.
I like wildflowers
Yeah.
personally.
Anything deer resistant. Is that a possibility?
Well, it's got to be Amazon Prime.
Well, yeah.
Herbs are like deer resistant.
Same with lead. That's deer resistant.
People like those too, those seeds.
How many packs are you thinking, Maddie, for,
I wasn't there last year, so I would resort to the commission.
so there's an option between 50 and 100. In
We didn't
the,
count the cars, so I don't know.
I would say the 100,
I think so too.
Yeah, we gave out a
I'd rather
lot.
have extra than to run out and.
yes.
Yeah, for $15, yeah, you get the,
Well, I think that one might be 20, but I can get the 100 pack.
yeah.
Oh wait, this
40
one is
bucks.
140.
Yeah, so,
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, and then, do you want, I guess roughly how many bags, and I can go back this week and see how many we have, and maybe we'll make a motion to order 100
Oh,
bags.
yeah, we gave a, every car with
I
bags
think we
and,
usually get at least close to 100.
Okay.
what type of bag is it? Is it?
Like a yard
The
bag.
free bag.
a yard bag.
Yeah,
Paper.
Oh, the, like,
city bag.
yeah.
Leaves and things like, okay, all right.
okay, yeah.
We just want to give them the hint to load them up instead of leaving it out in this cutter.
Okay,
so did you say buying more if there's not enough?
Yeah, so approve the 100 seeds and then
Okay,
purchase of additional bags to include it.
right, then I'm
Come
looking
up
for,
to
a-
100.
I'm looking for a motion to approve the purchase of 100 packs of flower seeds and if,
In the bags.
in the bags,
I make that
as
motion.
necessary, yep.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hi. Don't the brown bags just come through the city?
I don't think so.
No,
No, the DPW doesn't like provide those and I don't know if they actually stock.
I think they're from like Meyer.
Yeah. So then the next item is volunteers for that day. I know me and my wife will be present.
What's your wife's name?
Maggie.
Thank you. I'm writing this down.
Then I think we had gloves that we had from last year.
Oh, the vest and the gloves, those are
Yeah.
both left over from last
Okay.
year.
Yeah, so,
And I'll be there.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
I'll be there if the drywall's not up at my daughter's house.
oh, we can't have ifs.
What happened to the coffee?
And that,
You can
Yeah,
Mark, if you show up, I'll provide the coffee.
Vanilla?
Breakfast blend from Trophies.
what's this coffee?
No, we have to go to Port City Brew, come on now. Very picky.
We'll bring some English breakfast.
Green tea.
What did we have? Somebody brought like cupcakes last year.
Well, they were muffins from, it was Big
Oh,
Apple,
muffins.
yeah, Big Apple bagels. They were good. Those are very good. And so, Maddie, is there anything else that we need for volunteers then? It sounds like almost
I think
everybody on
we'll
this
have
board.
plenty if everyone's there and then,
And you said gloves will be provided.
yes.
yeah.
Okay, good, thank you.
And I looked up the temperatures. 64 and sunny.
Yep, it's supposed to be lovely.
That sounds like a perfect
And
day.
you,
for-
and
We
you,
usually freeze it.
Sunscreen.
and you believe the weather people?
No.
They're good people. My son-in-law is involved with that.
Well, if that's all for volunteers, we'll move on to new business. 2026 Kids Safety Day, a theme. Normally, the NRBC always has a table at Kids Safety Day. This year, it will be held down at the Lions Pavilion by First Street Beach. It normally was held at the high school, to my understanding, but this year.
In the parking lot.
Yeah, yep, in the parking lot in that lawn area.
And they have the helicopter come in and they have state police, county, sheriff.
The Lions
started the whole
Pavilion?
business. And last year, we had nobody up there. Liz and I were there. And we didn't even know what we were supposed to have.
I was there too.
Yeah, you were there.
And
You were drinking the beers.
Chief Glass was there. You were what?
You don't.
We're gonna disregard that comment.
You don't want to hear it.
And I mean,
He said,
I like to think the best.
So the location is the Lions Pavilion. What's?
So we'll need a theme though. So I think last year I think there's been different themes. The one that I'm most familiar with was like decorating pine cones to encourage like preservation and stewardship of natural resources. So we can lean on themes like recycling or, beautify the town through, making it more green, passing out seeds. We
do
could
a
do some.
flyer.
Yeah, a flyer. We could even do, I know in the past they tried to make it like activity based. And so maybe there's some way that it could be like paint your town and we hand out little coloring books maybe. I don't want to go too far into the art realm, but that might be something.
I just read in the local paper that they were concerned about graffiti. I don't know, paint the town.
No, but I like the coloring idea with the RFP being released. We could have coloring pages and give out crayons and
Yeah.
find like an earth themed coloring page.
Yeah, something like that. That we
Color
could.
inside the lines. That's the theme.
Now, anything,
Oh, just
Inside the lines.
anything would be good, because last year Liz and I showed up and we didn't know what was going on and
I like the
we
art
had nothing.
And
Okay.
idea. That would be easy too, and I can just
Yeah.
we
like
can
beauty-
pick out a couple pages and print them out and
Yeah.
get some crayons.
Yeah.
Will there be a magician?
Do you
Just
know?
ask.
Do you know magic, Nick? You could be the
No,
magician.
no, I just love magicians.
I don't think that's been a regular appearance in the past.
All right, all
how
right.
about a clown?
All right, so paint the town is what I'm hearing.
People are afraid of clowns.
True.
Do we need a motion on that, Maddie, or?
We'll do it at the next meeting, but
Okay. Sounds
I'll
good.
bring some materials to approve.
Well, that's the last item on the agenda, and so we'll move on to public comment. Seeing no public. Good of the order, Mark, we'll start with you at the end. Welcome, by the way.
Thank you.
First time out.
Well, thank you for having me, and I look forward to working with everyone. I think it's gonna be a blast, so. I'll lean on some veterans of this committee, so, thank you.
Jane, good of the order?
I was very disappointed because I had read something in the newspaper, something was gonna be done for Arbor Day. So I noted that on my, I have a paper calendar that I use. And nothing more appeared in the newspaper, so I called Public Works, and she told me she thought it was gonna be planted near the disc thing. So I drove through there several times. I never did find where the tree was until it was in the newspaper with a picture.
Yeah. I think,
It seems that, and maybe it's just me, maybe I'm not listening.
I think what happened,
Communication is what I wanted.
exactly, what I could add for your response, I picked up my email and got this letter that said, I can't get the information out, would you do that? And this was like 5 days old. And it was literally, I think, after Arbor Day. So the person who was assigned in the tree commission to do it had something happen. I don't know what it was, and she wasn't able to get to it. And I didn't hear anything about, a call, I usually, if someone calls, I answer. I don't often necessarily read email daily. So,
I would have been there. if I'd known where to go.
I didn't know,
Which
well, I
then-
did know it was down at the
Then in the newspaper article
intersection of
afterwards,
Cherry and
they
First.
said they planted it at the new rocket park. Where is the new rocket park?
Where the children's toys are at the First Street.
East side of the hotel.
Right, yeah, the hotel. I've never heard that called that.
I've never heard called it.
Yeah, that's what it's been since
No,
it's.
not that I'm aware
Well, we got a rocket.
of. I was born in Manistee, I've never
Same
heard
here.
it called that. I know where the rocket park is, but not the new, and it was small letter N, new rocket park.
New rocket park. I did
So
not know
just
that.
communication, I just,
Yeah,
let's say it too many times,
it was,
you know?
kind of dropped, that's all.
Yeah,
Just
well,
happened.
of course, of course.
Well, Mr. Helge was here and he addressed the council and he brought up all that, but that doesn't always get out. So we can get it back on
I
TV,
wish that some of that could bleed.
disseminate.
You know, it's not earth-shattering, but really, our commission, it would be interested in a lot of different things, not things that we would necessarily be eligible to vote on or have any influence, but it would just be nice to know as far as, actually beautification covers everything, I'm sorry, but, nah, just communication, I
Okay.
guess. Thank
Noted,
you.
noted. Nick?
Nope, thank you.
Nothing, Your Honor.
Jim?
I'm good.
All right, well, with that, motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
I will support that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.